everyone, Reaper here again with another video. This time I'm going completely old school, the way I used to do my old videos when they used to just be comic book hauls. Just the comic, and that is it. Just with my voice too, I guess. Alright everybody, Halloween's coming up, and I figured I would do a video showcasing some of my favorite Bronze Age books. Bronze Age horror books, to be more specific. Now, as we all know, well, at least for those that do know, we understand that DC seems to have the market cornered when it comes to Bronze Age horror. I mean, Marvel did a decent job, but did not do a good of a job as DC did when it came to putting out horror titles and great, memorable Bronze Age horror covers. So I picked up quite a few books from my collection to show. Now, I'm not showing everything I own, and there are some books that I left out that, maybe could be, if I told you what I was leaving out, you might question why I left it out. But, I just wanted to showcase some of my favorites that I have in my collection. All right? So we are going to start off with this one. We have Ghosts number 5. I've always liked this cover with the skeleton and the wagon coming after this person here. I do not own Ghosts 1. That's something that I would like to get down the line. But for right now, even though I have a ton of Ghosts titles, this is the only one that I'm going to be showing in this video. But Ghosts, if you're looking to collect, it's pretty cheap, and it has a ton of great covers and a ton of skeleton covers. And this is one of the earlier ones. Very nice. This is not Marvel or DC. This is something called Death Rattle. It's for adults only, so you could use your imagination with that. But I've always thought that this is a pretty cool cover. A really cool cover that, to me, when you look into the book, it doesn't really match up so much with the content of the book, because it's adults only and all that sort of stuff. But this is a really cool Bronze Age cover, in my opinion. And I think it's a book that not many people know too much about. All right, we have Dead of Night number 1, a Marvel Bronze Age. Not bad. Now, I do have a lot of the Marvel Bronze Age books, but I'm not really showing too many of them. Because, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't think they could really hold that much of a candle to what DC put out in the 70s. And here is another one, Dead of Night number 11, the first appearance of this Scarecrow character, I believe. Here's one that's really good, but they cover swiped something from the Golden Age of Marvel, which was then known as Atlas. You have Crypt of Shadows number 8. I really like this one. And in some regard, I like this a little bit better than the original. I mean, it's the exact same one, but the colors on the Crypt of Shadows version of that book, which was Uncanny Tales number 23, if I'm not mistaken, the colors on this are just so much more vibrant than that other issue. Not that the other issue is bad, because it's certainly not bad, but I've always liked the Crypt of Shadows version of that cover a little bit better. All right, so let me get rid of these, and we're going to go right back into DC, because that's where the majority of these covers, these books are coming from. So here we start. I believe this was Bronze Age, or at least the very beginning of Bronze Age. I don't remember. But you can't go wrong with House of Secrets, and House of Secrets number 87, a cover by Neil Adams. Really cool. Here's another House of Secrets, number 90, and it's also by Neil Adams. Here's another House of Secrets, number 97. These books are awesome to have because they're just, once again, such wonderful covers. And if you could get, and they're not all that expensive. If you get them in nice shape like these, they only pop even more with the colors and the art, all that. Here's another House of Secrets, number 99. Here's another House of Secrets, one of the more famous ones, 103. Now, I would normally show my, what was it, the other cover that Marvel did, the swipe of this, the Man-Thing cover, except I don't know where it is right now. I'd have to go digging, and I don't feel like going to dig. But I feel that this is the best one of the two. Here's another House of Secrets, one that I really, really like, 105. Oh, I've always loved that one. Now, at first glance, whenever I look at this cover, I see the skull, and I somehow think that this skull belongs to an artist, because the leaf on top of the head almost looks like one of those artist caps, like a French artist, and the dragonfly that's coming out of the ear almost looks like a brush to me at first glance. But no, it's actually a leaf, and I guess the boys are going to be finding out that there's a dead body over there. Let's go into House of Mystery. Classic cover. This is, I believe, when House of Mystery started to get really, it really started to go a horror theme. Here's another one. I thought this is a crazy cover. House of Mystery 192. Guy's about to cut off somebody's head from what it looks like, or something. This is a great cover right here. This cover to me, I mean, there's a lot of books that scream Halloween. But this is one of the books that I think that really screams Halloween without having a pumpkin on it. House of Mystery, what is this? I gotta double check on this. Oh, no, not one anything. 200. Doesn't that just look like a nice Halloween cover without having a jack-o'-lantern on it? It like belongs with that set of group of books. Here's a beautiful one. This is a gray tone cover. House of Mystery 205. Now we're going to get to the pumpkins. We have House of Mystery 206, the pumpkin and a scarecrow. I mentioned before screaming Halloween. Well, this one definitely screams Halloween, right? One of my favorite ones. And honestly, 208, one of the first ones that I picked up from this title. Yeah, I must have picked this book up maybe over 10 years ago, around that time. And I was just, casually looking at some of the, obviously the House of Mysteries, the Bronze Age horror from DC, and I was really impressed. Really impressed with some of the covers. And this was one of the ones that caught my eye and I took home with me that day. It's kind of odd, because, I like horror covers and all that stuff. But back then, I really wasn't collecting Bronze Age DC. I was just rummaging through the long boxes when I used to do that sort of thing, because I don't do that sort of thing anymore. I just don't go through long boxes anymore. It's just not the way I collect anymore. Here's a great one. 217. Wonderful. The tree cover. Nice grade too. I think it's an 8.5. Here we have one that I bought a couple of years ago. And, DC, they seem to be obsessed with houses. You have the House of Secrets. You have the House of Mystery. You have the Sinister House of Secret Love. There's a couple other ones, too, that are escaping me. But a lot to do with a house. But anyway, this is a very nice high-grade copy of the Sinister House of Secret Love. Here's another one. Secrets of Sinister House, number 14. I think this is a really cool one because of the cobra in the background coming out of the pot. I think that's really, definitely a scary sort of thing. Now, I don't know if this is Bronze Age, so I might be cheating a little bit in this video, but I just couldn't pass these two up. I don't think they're Bronze Age. You could correct me in the comments if they are. I don't see the date on the side of these. No, I do. Okay, I am cheating. This is 1981. I think the Bronze Age ended maybe, but wasn't 81 part of the Bronze Age? I don't know. We could debate about that all we want. Great Joe Kubert cover. Secrets of Haunted House, number 42. This is a great cover. It's simple and it's affordable at high grade. All right. Joe Kubert sometimes is forgotten about, but he's obviously the father of Andy Kubert, and I forget the other one. But he's contributed a lot to the business, especially in the golden age. Here's another one. Again, I don't know if this was Bronze Age. This might have been at the end of the Bronze Age, but whatever, it's here. Great skull cover. Secrets of Haunted House, number 22. Really great. I'm kind of going a little out of order. This is one that I think a lot of people are familiar with. This is probably like a 7.0 copy. It's so hard to get in high grade, but eventually I'll get it in a higher grade. But here we have Secrets of Haunted House, number 5. I think that's the quintessential Halloween cover, right? With the jack-o'-lantern coming to life. There's something, at least something coming out of it, and the reflection of it on the ground. Really, really good. This is a really cool book. Unexpected number 126. I think that's a great cover. Great cover. This right here is one of my absolute favorite covers from the DC Bronze Age. It's simple, but it's really cool. The colors, everything is wonderful. Here we have Weird Mystery Tales number 6. I have a nice 8.5 copy of it. I love it. Just love this cover. Just love the black and the gray and the background and the what looks to be the ghost of the Grim Reaper. Really cool stuff. Here's another one from Weird Mystery Tales, and this is a really cool one. It's got a really nice cover, really black cover. It's just a really gorgeous copy. Weird Mystery Tales number 8. That's a beaut to get in high grade. And here you have this girl, and she comes across the classical Universal monsters. You have Dracula. You have, I believe that's the, well, that's Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster, excuse me. I believe that's the, isn't that the Phantom of the Opera? It's not the classical version of the Phantom of the Opera with half the white mask on. It's like the character he dresses up in somewhere along the play. I don't know, whatever. But it's a really cool cover. Here's another nice cover. I think this is like a 7.0 copy. I'd love to get a higher grade of this. It's a Neil Adams classic. Witching Hour number 14. Now, I don't own Witching Hour number 1. If I did, it would be in this video. But out of the Witching Hour ones I have, and I don't have too many of them, this is the one that I decided to show. Love it. Now, how can I show DC Bronze Age horror without showing you Swamp Thing number 1? I have most of the early run of Swamp Thing. It was just really difficult to choose what covers I wanted to show all of you without actually showing you all of them, right? Instead of it being like a completion video of Swamp Thing. But I chose some of the ones that I really, really liked. And, again, I tried to get these in really high grade. And here we are. Swamp Thing number 6. Great robot cover. This is the one I think everyone's familiar with, Swamp Thing number 7. I had to put it up there. It doesn't scream horror, right? But it's part of that series, Bronze Age horror. And you got Batman and the beautiful cityscape and the shadow and the way the coloring is with Swamp Thing on the building, which he's really out of his element. He's in Batman's element in this. So I thought that was really cool. Here's a classic one from Swamp Thing. This was Swamp Thing 9, right? Nice high grade copy too. Really cool cover. Swamp Thing number 9. And again, a lot of the Swamp Things, maybe outside number 1, they're all affordable. I think they're all pretty affordable. Here's one that I really love. The colors and the way Swamp Thing's drawn. Swamp Thing number 11. That's just gorgeous. And this one too with the reds. You have Swamp Thing number 12. Was he fighting a dinosaur or something? Beautiful cover with the coloring in the title and the background and the black. And again, if you could get them in high grade like this, they really pop. I got a couple more Swamp Things here. And we're getting to the end of the video. Swamp Thing number 13. Again, beautiful background, the night coming out of the grave, the blues. And here's another one that I really like. Love the way Swamp Thing is drawn here. All right, look at that. It's like he's almost yelling to oh, get away, and she's commanding everybody to go kill him and all that stuff. Really great cover. Swamp Things, those early Swamp Things and the later ones, I can't really deny that. Really great covers. Great covers. Now I want to show my last DC book before I get to a couple more Marvels and then we'll be done. How could I not show this one? House of Secrets number 92, 7.5 white pager. Beautiful upgrade that I made several months ago. I think in May or June. May, it was in May. Got it from my friend Mike. You can't, it's great cover. I mean, it's also obviously the introduction of Swamp Thing, but you can't deny that this is a famous cover, with Louise Simonson posing as the girl here and this creepy thing. coming out from behind her. Really, really, really wonderful. And this is the most expensive book, I would say, in this whole video. When you get to those like 7.0s, 7.5s, even 6.5s, I originally had a 6.5. That's what I brought into the collection. As a matter of fact, 10 years ago to this month, I did my comic book haul, the Halloween haul, and it was in October 2014. And yeah, 10 years ago, I brought House of Secrets 92 for the first time in my collection. And then 10 years later, almost shy of a few months, 10 years later, I upgraded to that 7.5. All right, here's a couple others. Here's a book I've had in my collection over and over again. I just upgraded to a nice, probably 9.0 copy. I originally had like an 8.5, which really had a glossy cover, and I sold it off. And I always kicked myself for doing that. And then I bought another copy, which I still have. It's probably like a 6.0 copy. And I said, let me see if I can get another copy of this. And I recently picked this version, well, this extra copy up at the Baltimore Comic-Con last month. So really cool. Yeah, I hear mixed things about this. Like, oh, it's not the first appearance of Death. It is the first appearance of Death, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's a great cover. Doesn't matter. The Vault of Evil. Marvel's take on the Vault of Horror. Pretty cool cover. Not one of the best covers, but I like it. I like it pretty well enough. It's fine. Supernatural Thrillers #5. Mummy. I love Mummy covers as much as I love Morgue covers. So it's no shock that this one, the first appearance of the Mummy, the living Mummy, is in my video here. Marvel Spotlight #2 on Werewolf by Night. Now, this is the Bronze Age Werewolf by Night. There is a Golden Age Werewolf by Night. But like with Ghost Rider, for the most part, this is the one that I think is more famous. And speaking of Ghost Rider, Marvel Spotlight #5, the first appearance of Ghost Rider. So again, like with Werewolf by Night, Ghost Rider has come in many different forms since the Golden Age. There was a Golden Age one, then there was the Silver Age one, and now we have Johnny Blaze. And I think there were others too, other Ghost Riders over the years. But this one I think is one of the more famous ones. So really, really great books. Really great books. I was glad to add them to my collection when I did. Now for the last one, I'll take these off here. The last Marvel one that I have, and again, like what I was saying earlier about the House of Secrets, this was a book that I picked up 10 years ago. And it appeared in the comic book haul video. I think it was comic book haul #3, which came out 10 years ago, October 2014. And this is one of the only books that, from that video, one of the only books. I think there's maybe one or two that I still have. But this is the one that really stayed with me throughout all the years. Tomb of Dracula #10, the first appearance of Blade the Vampire Killer. I remember when I bought this, I wanted to get the first appearance of Blade, obviously, and I wound up, as you can see, I did. But, I wasn't necessarily the biggest Blade fan. So I found myself like, oh, wow, I'm actually getting an 8.0 of this. And yeah, an 8.0 white pager, and it's been in my collection ever since. I see, no reason to upgrade it anytime soon. If I did, I'd go to a 9, but I'm pretty happy with it. But I was reflecting earlier about all those books that I bought in 2014. So many of them, especially from those two videos, the Halloween one from Halloween and the New York Comic Con one from October 2014, have just been upgraded this year, 10 years later. So it's pretty cool that this one's still here. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. For those of you that grew up in the Bronze Age and started collecting, you know that you might have a special affinity for some of these covers and some of the artists that really brought these covers and these characters like Swamp Thing, like Blade, like Werewolf by Night, all those characters that really brought these characters and covers to life. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and take care. And happy Halloween!